Everyone, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and finish up 4.3, Properties of Logarithms. And today we're going to be focusing on expanding and condensing logarithmic functions based on the properties that you learned yesterday. So the essential question today is, how do I expand and or condense logarithmic functions using the properties? Okay. So for example 1, we're going to be focusing on expanding the functions, and it's really similar to what you did in class today, where you were using the product property, the product rule, whatever it was called, in order to make the logarithmic function a little bit longer by turning it into a sum. So the first one that I want to do is the natural log of 8x to the 4th, y7, z10. Okay, so again, with natural log, it follows the same exact rules as your regular log functions. And what I notice here is that I have 4 different things being multiplied together. So the way I can split this up would be ln of 8 plus ln x to the 4th plus ln y to the 7th and plus ln z to the 10th. After having done all that, I would also want to take care of those powers because we don't want to have powers lingering in our logs. So we're going to go ahead and use that power and bring it down as a coefficient. So here I don't have anything to worry about. I can go and leave it as ln of 8 plus 4 ln x plus 7 ln y and finally plus 10 ln of z. So again, all I did was bring down those powers as a coefficient for the natural log. And this would be the entire expansion of this small little logarithmic function over here. Okay, I'm going to move on to example 1b, in which we apply some of the other ones. This time I'm going to use log base of 6 cube root of 4x minus 2 to the 9. The first thing I want to do is, I notice that I have a radical, so I actually want to rewrite this using exponents. So here I have log base 6, 4x minus 2, and all of this raised to the 1/3 power. And then all of it is going to be over 9. So here I have a quotient, which means I'm going to end up with some subtraction. So log base 6, 4x minus 2 to the 1/3, and then minus log base 6 of 9. Okay, so this is almost complete. The only thing is I have another power lingering right here. So because it's applying to this entire thing, I can go ahead and take this power and bring it down in front of my log. So I'm going to have 1/3 log base 6 of 4x minus 2 minus log base 6 of 9. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and leave it as that. We don't need to convert this into log base 10 unless we specified that you needed to, but for this would be the acceptable expansion of this guy. Okay, now the expansion part is probably a lot easier than the condensing, because with condensing you also have to go in a certain order and make sure that you get every single component. So example 2, we're going to condense the log functions. Okay, so basically we're going to go backwards from all of this and condense it into a single log function that looks something like that or like that. Okay, what I want you guys to notice is that for the expansion, the last step was actually the powers. And what I'm going to notice in condensing is I'm actually going to go backwards pretty much from what I did for expansion. So example 2, let's go ahead and call this example 2a. I want to condense 1/4 log base 6 of 2 plus 2 log base 6 of x minus 8. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have to take care of are the powers. So I have log base 6 of 2 to the 1/4 plus log base 6 x minus 8 to the 2nd power. Because they have the same base, I can condense it into a single logarithm. if this were a 6 and this were an 8, I would not be able to do that, and I would have to leave it as whatever it would be here. At this point, though, I can combine them, and because I have a sum, I'm going to go ahead and turn this back into a multiplication problem. So I have log 6 2 to the 1/4 times x minus 8 squared. At this point, you could call it done. I'm going to go ahead and simplify it just a bit further. Log base 6, 4th root of 2 times x minus 8 squared. Okay, so this would be the condensed version of this sum of logs over here. Okay, let's go ahead and do 2 more, combining some other log functions involving subtraction and some more powers. Just to understand that, there is a certain order, and it's going to be important that we follow that order. So, for example B, let's have 6 ln x cubed minus 8 minus 1/2 ln of x. With this one, again, I have to go backwards with powers first. So this will be ln x cubed minus 8 to the 6th power minus 1/2, actually minus ln x to the 1/2. This right here, I do want to point out, it is factorable, but let's go ahead and not focus on that right now because nothing will actually simplify. But in terms of this, I have the natural logs, and because they're both natural logs, I can go ahead and condense it, just like before, into a single natural log function. So I'm going to have ln x cubed minus 8 to the 6th power all over x to the 1/2. Because I don't want that exponent right there, I'm going to go ahead and simplify this once more. Ln x cubed minus 8 to the 6th power all over the square root of x. Okay. One final one. Let's go ahead and see what happens when it's just slightly different. Let's say we had 1/7 all the way out here. Log 9 of 1,337 minus log base 9 of x plus 8. In this case, I actually don't want to work with the power just yet because I want to stay inside the parentheses. So here, I don't have any powers that I need to focus on. So I'm actually going to combine these 2 logarithms first because they have the same base. So the 1/7 will stay right there. On the inside, I have log base of 9, 1,337 divided by x plus 8, again because quotient and subtraction. At this point, 1/7 is actually the coefficient for this entire function, which means this is my power. So log base 9, 1,337 over x plus 8, and the entire thing is raised to the 1/7 power. And because of that, we have the 7th root of this entire expression. Okay? So the 7th root of 1,337 over x plus 8. This is completely condensed. All right. So if you guys have any questions, make sure to write it in your notebook, review if you need to, replay as needed, and move on to the Google Forms. All right. Have a nice day, you guys.